Mary Meet Annie here, video response to Invoking the Balance. The tag she gave everybody who saw her video, and we like her to watch her videos, so I'm sure that a lot of us feel very tagged. And it was the spiritual pagan tag. Lots of fun. I wrote down the 10 questions so I could take my responses and tried not to think about them ahead of time. And in fact, the only video I watched was Invoking the Balances. And then after I upload mine, I'm going to enjoy seeing who else has responded and what they've said. I want to keep each of my 10 brief. Kind of a bite, a capture of what they are to me. Number 1, what are your spiritual beliefs? That everything is one. That everything is one. As simple as that. Then I build all kinds of stuff around that, but that's what it comes down to. Everything is one, nothing is separate from. 2, favorite herb. It's gonna be basil. Always it will be basil. In the years when I was physically able to garden, I had a large garden in the middle of the yard in the house I live now. And it was planted, it was circular, and it was planted elementally with herbs for the elements planted in their quarter of that circle. And my familiar for 17 years, Emmett, my big old Doberman mix, would go out, and if I didn't watch him roll in, but if nothing else, he would eat basil. And he would smell gloriously of basil the entire time it was growing. Thank goodness basil has no problems surviving being nibbled at by big old Doberman jaws, but my memories of how he smelled, his beautiful smelling mouth with that basil, after I could no longer garden, and we all know how basil just continues on its own for an eternity, every time I knew an unexpected bit of basil would pop up someplace in my yard, I would remember that big old brown face with a big smile that smelled like basil. It'll always have to be my favorite herb. Favorite deity or archetype? Well, I have matrons who guide me. That's Hestia and Parvati. So we could say favorite deities in that sense. I also adore the Lord and the Lady of the Wicca. They'd have to be in my faves. Archetype. At this point in my life, I am so back in love with a maiden. When you get to an age where you have croned, it seems for a while you have a choice. Be the crone with all the responsibilities that come on you for being the wise lady, actively teaching or sitting in the corner, but still feeling responsibility of age and owing back to the community. Or you can return to your maidenhood, where it is all about you. You take the time to do what you want because you don't have family demands you had when you were a younger woman. In my case, I retired from my first career, which was demanding, have time to devote outside of work now, where before work consumed my hours. My favorite archetype right now is maiden, because I am reveling in, again, being self-centered, whole and complete, but with the knowledge I didn't have when I was young and a maiden of how that maiden needs the people, the loved ones, and the community that surround her. 4, favorite YouTuber. Can't do that. I love so many YouTubers, but there is a common thread. Those who are genuine, who are real, who talk about their path, who talk about their family and their pets and their day-to-day lives and share who they are to the extent that they are comfortable. You capture my attention. You have me laughing and crying with you. My favorite YouTuber, whether you make videos or whether you do email to me, are those who are genuinely present. Are you creative is number 5. I am. I am not artistic. Nope. I appreciate art, but am not artistic. However, I have learned, and in fact it's been pointed out to me by those who have been kind enough to do so, that creativity is something totally different. It's wanting to give birth to new ideas, to new ways. When I write a ritual, I am creative. When I make love to my husband, I am creative. I am a creative person giving birth constantly. Favorite sabbat or season? Oh, that's so mean to have to pick one. But let's look at it this way. 7 of them, when they come, I have to stop and think, what does this turning of the wheel mean? I've returned to this place yet again. What's the lesson I'm supposed to take? But there's one that I don't have to do that at all, because I look forward to it, I embrace it, I revel in it, I luxuriate in it, and that would be the season of Samhain. The going quiet, the going within, the reflection, the releasing of responsibilities, of noise, and the being quiet. Yeah, that would be my favorite. Number 7, how do you incorporate your spirituality into your everyday life? Not very intentionally, except for working devotionals into morning and evening. I don't see the two separate. I don't see the two separate. It's just life. It's the way I live it. I don't remember if I had to make an effort to get there. Certainly I did when I was learning and growing and exploring what my path was going to be. But I can't pull out the separateness of it at this point in my life. 8, do you eat meat, dairy, and eggs? There have been times that I have eliminated certain things from my diet. I have done so for health reasons. I have done so for spiritual reasons. I currently do eat meat, eggs, and dairy. Number 9 is favorite book. And a couple of times while I've been on YouTube, I've had the time to refer to the fact that absolutely above all else, Atlas Shrugged is my favorite book. A life changer for me. And the last question was, does your zodiac sign resonate with your personality? It does. Very much so. But you know what? So do the other ones. I don't know what that means about me, but I am a Libra and very much do fit the description of a Libra. But I can read the signs of the other zodiac, and I find myself in them too. I'm just not big into the signs of the zodiac. Not too. That said, other folks tell me I'm a Libra to the nth degree, unlike myself, who sees that, but also sees a bit of everything else in me. So I guess that one's kind of open. Thank you for an interesting tag, and now I'm going to go look up what other people have been saying. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Merry part.